Girl, if you really want to level up your life, your dark feminine energy is going to help you. You might be curious, why should I want to be in my dark feminine energy? Is because when you put your dark feminine energy and your light feminine energy together in a woman, that makes you a very high valuable woman. And in today's episode, I'm going to teach you 5 ways to shift into your dark feminine energy. And these are ways that I have done it myself. I'm only going to give you guys tips that I have done myself that actually work. So hello, I am Jessica. Welcome back to another episode, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the podcast. If you are listening to this on Apple Music or Spotify, I would love and be so grateful if you could give us a review. It helps the channel grow so much. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Now, there are 2 types of feminine energy. There's dark feminine energy and there's light feminine energy. We're going to break this down super simple. I want you to think of dark feminine energy as being mysterious, being seductive, and being really powerful, like being a very powerful, strong woman. Our light feminine energies being very soft, being very flowy, and being very receiving. We all have both of them. And when you put dark feminine energy and light feminine energy together, it brings you a very high valuable woman. So again, think of the light feminine as soft, as gentle, as nurturing, very kind, very empathetic, almost like a Disney princess. And when you think of the dark feminine, I feel like I today am really embodying the dark feminine energy. So it's very spicy, it's very confident, it's very fearless, bold, mysterious, seductive. She communicates her limits and her boundaries very clearly. And women who embody their dark feminine energy, for example, are women like Beyonce, Rihanna, Megan Fox, Angelina Jolie. When I say dark, guys, dark doesn't mean bad. It's just an explaining of what the energy is. So I do want to preface that dark and light, dark and soft, there is nothing wrong with them at all. So let's get into the 5 ways that you can step into your dark feminine energy today. Tip number 1 is to be mysterious. Keep to yourself, be quiet, and be humble. And yes, it's important to share and be vulnerable, but with certain things, you can be mysterious. And when you are mysterious and you're coming from a place of just being more humble and quiet, that is being in your dark feminine energy, and it is very radiating. And it's really good to practice being selective. So, selective sharing, I like to call it, practice it. Be selective on who you share what to. The dark feminine really practices that and embodies that. You may tell your friends one thing, but you may not tell your mom that thing. And it's not that you're hiding it, and it's not that you're lying. It's not that you are manipulating. You're just being selective on who you tell what to. The dark feminine also cultivates curiosity. So she makes people become so curious of who she is. She doesn't post everything, and she just keeps to herself. So, an example of being mysterious is almost like being an hourglass. So, you know, an hourglass that's wide at the top, small in the middle, wide at the bottom. It takes a long time for the sand to come all the way down to the bottom. The second way to step into your dark feminine energy is being okay with being the villain. This is another like subject and terminology that's going around on the internet. So I want to speak into what the villain is. Being the villain means that you are okay with not being liked by everyone. Because guess what? You cannot be a triple P, a professional people pleaser. I learned that from Trent Shelton. Being a professional people pleaser is not what the dark feminine does. Okay. And being a people pleaser, I know. If you're what, let me guess, you're an empath. Yes, empaths love to be people pleasers, but take that out of your vocabulary, because when you are a people pleaser, you are actually hurting yourself, and you've got to put yourself first, ladies. You have to put yourself first. You can still be an empath and still be supportive of other people, but protect yourself first and put yourself first. So, being okay with being the villain also means that you are being selective of the people that you allow that have access to you. And this is really honoring yourself and your boundaries and your worth, because people are lucky to be around your energy. People are lucky to have access to you. Surround yourself with high, valuable people who motivate you and inspire you to become a better person. And not everyone should have access to your energy, baby. People are lucky if you give them access to you. The third way to get into your dark feminine energy is to take really good care of yourself. So, the dark feminine, she really prioritizes her self care. She's big on her self care physically and internally, physically and internally. So her skincare, her hair, her diet, all of this involves her leveling the F up. So the dark feminine not only takes care of her physical looks, but her mind and her spirit. So not just her body, but her mind and her spirit. So she meditates, she visualizes, she does her self care practices, she focuses on her relationship with spirit and whatever it is that she believes in. Step number 4 to get into your dark feminine energy is to master the art of detachment. I filmed a whole video about detachment on my podcast, so go ahead and watch that. But let's speak into it a little bit here. So, with detachment, I want you to understand that what's meant for you will come to you. And the dark feminine energy has no problem in walking away. She really embodies that it is what it is mindset. The dark feminine energy does not have any FOMO. She does not fear missing out because she is the queen, because she knows what's meant for her is going to come to her. You know, a woman is embodying her dark feminine energy when people break their necks to look at her. She might be in a grocery store in an aisle by herself, and all of a sudden people flock to that aisle because her energy is magnetic. She might be in the gym at a specific section of the gym where there's like not that many people there, and all of a sudden everyone starts to go to use the machines in that area because her energy is radiant and she is magnetic AF. When she walks into a room, people turn to look at her. Number 5, the dark feminine energy is not afraid to set boundaries. She never lowers her standards and she has clear boundaries because she knows that when she crosses those boundaries, she's actually hurting herself and she's disrespecting herself. And she loves herself. So why would she want to let her boundaries down for a man who is still having his mama tie his shoes? Crazy, right? But they're still out there. For example, the dark feminine energy, when she's dating a man, if she explains her boundaries and her standards and he does not honor them, she has no problem in walking away. She does not beg him to change. So the dark feminine does not beg him to change and try multiple times. She says it, and if he applies it and if he steps up to it, great. If not, she's out because she has no fear of missing out and she knows what's meant for her will come to her. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It has been a request more about feminine energy and talking about it. So I wanted to share more about the knowledge that I know about the dark feminine and the light feminine and how to embody it and why it's important. Like I said at the beginning of this video, these are all really good qualities of a high quality woman. So apply something that you learned today. Don't just listen and turn this off. Act on it right now. That's how you quantum leap. That's how you shift time frames. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.